Listen to him.
I am no exception to that, Senator Ledama, so you need to protest, Mr. Speaker. If today...
Senator Churiot, would you like to be informed by
I don't mind being informed, and I'll challenge you further, so you better be careful as informed.
Mr. Speaker, let me inform the majority leader that I'm among the few people who have actually driven across Africa. I drove from South Africa all the way to Nairobi.
One who's causing
like many people fall on TikTok. I saw another journalist another time saying, oh, did you see the way he was cheered when he arrived for the inauguration of the Ghanaian new president, Mr. Speaker? And I was excited like most people. And until I did some further research about what is exactly going on in Burkina Faso. And I want to challenge Senator Ledama to do the same, perhaps counter-check Senator Ledama, the things that you read online and the reality on ground, as Kenyans say. And I was shocked actually to learn that despite all this hype and the things that we read about, the things that they are doing, first of all, I am not a fan of coups. I am a firm believer in democracy. I strongly believe that if there were lesser coups in Africa and more transitions by the ballot, Africa will advance better than it is doing through coups and by the power of the bullet. For that reason, I am not a big fan of that particular gentleman. But more importantly, the reason why the military, led by him, took over Burkina Faso is that they insisted that there were challenges with security in their country. And there were terrorists ravaging around, killing people, and all these kind of challenges. You need to check Senator Ledama, because from the research that I did, is that actually since they took over power, and wars are very costly. You can see what is happening to the gentleman in Ukraine. See how he's being embarrassed and the things that he's being taught. Because wars are extremely expensive. If you don't have a way through which you will fund your war, then you better not start it. So the unfortunate situation in that country, and we need to check, unfortunately they are not part of the Great Lakes, but this is just to make the point that we need to understand our continent better, is that since coming into power by the bullet of Captain Ibrahim Traore, they have lost 40% more territory to the terrorists that were ravaging people. So it's easy to read all these things online, TikTok, and people say, certain things are happening. But do your research further. And that's the tragedy with Africa. That is part of what this report is telling us, that as parliamentarians, Mr. Speaker, in African nations, we know very little about our continent.
So there you have it. This man actually stands on the Senate floor and said that Ibram Churi is a fake.
Babu, that's it. Kwaku Mbajoti.
Yeah, legend.
Papa small Kenya, Papa no MP, Kenya. We're a very stupid man, pa. The friend chariot. Also, what drive off free South Africa, Kukunko Brazil. They have before so you knew anything about Africa. And they know we are doing. Na Ibrahim, who say me social media na no kure, just hype. He pejandi keke. Na oba Ghana has say bra friend saying 7th January day o mampani foforo esi akonwa so said ye nkrofo si boje ni so no ono kura pen asem bi na nya sa na tie ukodru Burkina Faso ni sem omo ka social media nyina no enye nyina na no kure ni ma ekoso no enye easy na obetina akonwa so yinu insurgent na say Boko Haram fo no o ma ji kro no kura sa se kura ohamu abupen aduanan 40% of their territories ni na no have fallen in the hands of the first Boko Haram fo nti no no de onye sa ne ma ntum no yobi a na ninje so betwi tuo de be ku ni sa ne ma no ho ono believe si e beto about democracy to hwe ne ma ekoso Burkina Faso ni dia enye asem keto akura nti se de nkrofo boji abrante ne so no enye sa na tie bibi butu adu achi yemi susu mana so ni ade sa ne ma obi so Ukraine one Russia fo ne ho kire no nti ntokwa wuntimi enkonkosi awie no hwe yie no one started di Ibrahim ko twi tu na betina konwa so a he say ntokwa enu akope nti wo hwe no hu yie meti abrante we MP we wo Kenya na wow we no enye AU fo na ahyia wo eye wo krom Kenya akronfu kuro den of thieves Kenya eho parliament eho na mokasa asem na fere di asem na fere abrantie ho asem ebe mu bi the speaker na no confused speaker was confused because as asem we ni na no bibi anything about Ibrahim has happened in his mind. It just came in just like that. No cancer asem we. You see? In the same way, the Western world no Ebrabo sa chariot minister your Kenya na. He will betray Ibrahim. If he has any links to Ibrahim, he will betray him. Obey nama. Kwaku?
Oh yes.
Masemi nani?
Oh yes. Assembly na no we can papa.
And Ibrahim to sit sansem we nyina. No so oh. Ibrahim to my obedient, what have I done to my people? My own people, African head of states, ministers. I feel you are trying to betray me. What is my greatest sin as head of state? Upon everything that I'm doing for my people, you don't wish me well. You want my downfall. You want me to be grounded. Oh! Enti abrante ne nsem okay o man pani Burkina Faso. Otete nsem hunu ankrofo kafa no ho. Ndi ankrofo ye na. Yentie bi. Most
of you who are young like me, we were born into this system. But that's not what can allow Burkina to thrive. Because in this situation, there are only two cases.
Well, maybe you should start.
It's your presentations. They're...
Either we accept to fight or we remain slaves forever. I told you once. There are those who are slaves in their minds. They can only serve their master. And those people try every time to manipulate you. You must advise each other. Because every situation can be exploited by these enemies of the nation to try to discourage you, to demotivate you. So, you must advise each other and not pay attention to certain remarks, even on some media. Not everyone is obliged to be patriotic. You are the first patriots. You have decided to defend the homeland. There is nothing better than that. Those who want to support you, let them support you. Those who want to discourage you through writings, you must close your ears and move forward. As for those, we will fight them here. So, we must remember something. Recently, there is a so-called NGO. It's not even an NGO. Because NGO stands for non-governmental organization. They are not non-governmental because they are funded by a federal budget, by a state. This so-called NGO produces reports claiming that the FDS and the VDP commit abuses. It went in here, it came out there. It's to tarnish your morale. It's to scare you, to prevent you from being able to fight. No. Moreover, we are going to file a complaint against this NGO because people need to understand something. What is happening to us here? It's true that they have manipulated part of our populations in the Sahel here, but they didn't have that kind of weaponry. What brought such significant weaponry into their ranks? It's Libya. Who destroyed Libya? It's this NGO, the same NGO that made false reports and gave them to those who wanted to create a rebellion so that people would intervene and overthrow Gaddafi. And the powder keg ended up being poured into the Sahel. These millions of lives that have been taken in the Sahel, we must file a complaint against this NGO because it is responsible for these false reports it made to support this thesis of attacking Libya. They have no moral lessons to give us. Look at the world. Let them go defend human rights all over the world first before coming here. We are fortunate to have similar situations. in this world, you voluntarily committed yourselves. There are countries where people are forcibly taken, killed. You leave or you die. Others, even while trying to flee, end up dying. They don't talk about human rights because these people see us as subhumans. They see us as slaves. That's how it is in their minds. They have never changed their mindset, but it's up to us to show them that we are not slaves and we will never accept this state of affairs. So don't be fooled by the stories. They tell to anyone who will listen. You must stay focused on your fight. Stay focused. We know what we are doing. And even now, the VTP commander told me that there is a human rights training session underway for group leaders and their deputies. If we make efforts, we know it's for ourselves. We no longer do things to please someone else. We do it for our homeland. And you are committed to that. Defend your homeland. Do not listen to those individuals. They should not affect your morale. In the history of the world, there have been wars. And during the Second World War, people organized themselves to defend all over the place. But there is a country that could not defend itself, which had to come and take our ancestors to go defend them. And today that same country wants to give us lessons. The pot calling the kettle black. No. You are the descendants of those same ancestors who went to defend others, who liberated the world from Nazism. Today you are fighting for your lands. These same individuals dare to create terms to tarnish you. We oppose this. We will never agree. Continue to defend your lands. It is your wealth that interests these people. It's our gold, it's our minerals that interest them. Otherwise, why come and drive out entire villages to seize our lands? So we will fight and we will reclaim our lands, our wealth. It belongs to us. It's for us. It will benefit us and our children. I therefore encourage you to remember that this war is to free us from slavery. It's for our independence. And you must keep your spirits high, stay strong. Never give into manipulators, to those individuals who no longer understand the notion of homeland, or to those people who come from outside to try to subdue us through their terms they invented and their organizations they created to enslave us. Fight, move forward, do everything you can. Draw, as I said, from your cultural resources, from what you have been shaped by since the village. Draw from it and wage this war. Stay focused and stay strong. This community.
Abu?
Yeah.
Abranti na French nkwanote.
Oh yeah.
Brofo. Okay, yeah, go school. Osua. Obobo no hiding. Dey be make say get yourself prepared. Dey meet opportunity na be like hiding. Yes. Senka French nkwana nkoti anka okan go be hiding. Atrase. O say ne manfo omo hwe omo yi. No monko enyi omo man. Na ekwan no emienu. Omo tuwo nyina na ye won krofo bi a omo adwen se omo fa nipa bi se nkoa. Ti ese yeko na ye ye ho firi nkoa so. Obi wo so a e won tim so ya koa nti wo serve ne master.
Yes.
O se san krofo mienu na monka mo mum na monyi mo ho firi sa nkoa so mu. Na wogi tumu a wontimi nyadan enkoa nim. Omo man mu e na omo te enyi obi man mu no madan omo tie. Na san krofo we nyina no omo hu ni se agudi a omo wo e na omo ani so. Enu hi omo sin se ni pe wo kro no mu omo fa kọ na man mobo. Ene de ye mpini bium. Ya gudi ya ne ye ko. Ni agye ye ankase ya de eye dia ehia sasim eye dia eye ko